On the 27th of February, approximately 4 days ago from today, a 26 years old Liberian who went by the name of Austin Tengbeh got killed by mob violence in the Lashibi community of Accra. Right after the crime was committed, a call was made to the Ghanaian authority, and the police responded by swiftly coming in and taking Austin to the hospital where he was pronounced dead, and arrested three men, as you can see on my screen, in connection with the crime. The three men are their names are Vincent Azika, Francis Amuzu, William. I think that is Anderson, right? And please, before you start going on about why their faces are blurred, according to the Ghanaian laws, when someone is accused of a crime, it is the authorities' job to keep their facial identity private before they can be proven guilty. Meaning they are innocent until proven guilty, right? So the court have to convict them of this crime before their faces can be, published out there for the public to see. Until then, only their names and their ages will be, how they call it, revealed to the public, just to make sure that things don't escalate to to the next level, right? Let's go into the police report first, and then we can get into the rumors, right? Because again, the rumors are not verified. The police report says that the Accra Regional Police Command is investigating the circumstances leading to the death of 26-year-old Austin Tengbeh following an incident at an apartment complex at Lashibi near Sakumono on Friday, the 27th of February 2026. Um, Preliminary investigation indicates that the deceased had visited his brother at the said apartment in the company of his girlfriend, but was attacked and assaulted by some residents and members of the public when the caretaker of the apartment raised an alarm that the deceased was a thief, right? So a police patrol team responding to the distress call arrived promptly at the scene, rescued the deceased, and conveyed him to the Sakumono Community Hospital for emergency medical attention. He was, however, pronounced dead on arrival by the medical officers on duty. The body has been deposited at the Lashibi Funeral Home for preservation and autopsy. Three suspects, namely Vincent Azika, 38 years old, Francis Amuzu, 44 years old, and William Addison, 34 years old, have been arrested and are currently in police custody assisting with investigations. A fourth suspect, Enoch Mensah, is currently at large and efforts are underway to arrest him. The suspect will be put before the court today, Monday, the 2nd of March 2026. Act of mob justice or unlawful assault are criminal offenses and undermine due process. The command urges members of the public to report suspected criminal conduct to the police and allow lawful procedures to take their course. Okay, so I'm sorry for the slow reading because the letters are very, very small. I'm reading from my phone. But that is the police official report. They say that Austin went to visit his friend at an apartment building somewhere in Lashibi, which is in Greater Accra, of course, and he was actually with his girlfriend. And why, at this apartment, he started having an argument with the caretaker of the apartment. Now, caretaker can be translated to, gate man, for example. A gate man can be a caretaker. I don't know what is the job of this caretaker, but I will assume, for now that, the gate man in simple, in broken English, right? He had an argument with this gate man, and the gate man started sounding alarm, calling other people, accusing Austin of being a thief, right? And now, according to the report, these people now jump in on him and started fighting him with all kinds of, what they call it, weapons that they could lay their hands on. And the video is online. I've seen the video without any audio, but the reason why I'm not showing the video here is that you cannot identify anybody in that video. You just see a man who is struggling to even sit up on the ground. You can see that the man on the ground is literally fighting to be conscious, while there is a man standing with a machete, a cutlass in his hand, swerving the cutlass in the direction of the man who is trying to be conscious, who is fighting to be conscious, right? And the person who is recording the video is actually a girl, because at one point within the video, she, pointed the camera down, and you can see her hips and her legs, and she's wearing one of those skin tight or whatever. So it's a woman who is actually recording the video. I don't know who is that woman. I don't know if that was Austin's girlfriend, or it was, one of the women that was, how do you call it, participating in the mob violence that caused Austin his life. But again, this is the police report, the clear police report, right? There are rumors out there that Austin was arguing with a pregnant woman, and he made a joke about this pregnant woman, where the joke which this pregnant woman took as an insult, and it escalated from there. And she started calling other people, and those people started calling Austin a thief in the local language tree, where everything just went ballistic from there and led to the untimely death of Austin. Now, again, the reason why, when the first time I saw this thing, I did not rush to put anything out. I am living in Accra, and that's not a reason, but I'm living in Accra. And also, when something like this happens, it is very, very easy. Tensions are high. This is about, oh, you kill our national. Oh, we have to go retaliate. We have to do that. This is more violent group, people coming together. And most of them are senseless people. They don't think before they act. They just jump out there and start doing all, like, literally, how are you going to hear somebody say that this person is a thief, and they don't even give you any evidence that this person stole this or stole that, and you just jump into the action of beating that person to death? Like, that is, if that is not a definition of hooliganism, I don't know what is. Only hooligans do that. Like, you see people beating on someone with sticks and cutlasses and whatever, and if you ask, they say that, oh yeah, the person stole something, and you don't ask any question. What did the person steal, or what did the person stole, and where did he stole it from? Who did he stole it from? You just jump into the violent until you see the person dying. Like, who does that, right? So this is one of the main reasons I'm like, yo, like, you know what? Before I can make any comment on this particular incident, I'm going to gather as much information as possible before I can go out there. And I don't also want the story to start dying down before I come out and start saying anything. So I've got I just read out the formal official statement from the Ghanaian police. They have arrested 3 guys, in connection with the crime, and they are saying that there are still some more suspects at large, still looking for them. And for Liberians who are living both in Accra and Liberia, this is going to be a long process. This is not just one day, how they call it, or 1 month something. Just this might take a year. The investigation, and not just the investigation, but also the for justice to be served in this matter, it might take a year, or even 2 years, or even 3 years. Even though the case might be as clear as this is a murder case. If these guys are found guilty, which I believe that they will be, right? It will cost them the entirety of their lives. Like, the Ghanaian, constitution, how they call it. If you are convicted of murder in Ghana, like, the sentence for it is a lifetime imprisonment. It's a lifetime imprisonment, so it's not a joke. And Austin has already lost his life. And the only person, according to the police report, that was there had to be his girlfriend, according to the report. Now, is his girlfriend a Liberian? Is his girlfriend a Nigerian, a Ghanaian, or whatever national? Nobody knows, at least not yet, right? The same thing that the embassy of Liberia said, the same thing that the Ghanaian authorities say, is the same thing I'm going to say. This is a very, very heated matter, but at the same time, I want for all Liberians to be calm and be attentive, and follow up on this particular issue, right? Just because you are calm, it doesn't mean that you're not going to do anything about it. When I say be calm, I'm talking about instead of gathering each other, because there are people talking all kinds of crazy stuff. Like there are Ghanaians in Liberia, they have been there for God knows how long, making businesses, they residing there. Nobody have ever transgressed against them, not even one day. Nobody have ever called them even foreigners, not even one day. So these people online talking all kinds of nonsense that if this kind of thing is going on in Ghana, they can do the same thing in Liberia. That is crazy. That is like it's like somebody is a hooligan, so let me be a hooligan. If you think that hooliganism is not good, but you are being a hooligan to someone who is a hooligan, then what's the difference between the two of you? Just because someone did something wrong doesn't mean that you should go do another wrong too. Two wrong does not make it right. Two wrong does not make it right. So, again, Liberians have been very peaceful, both in Liberia and outside. I don't think for a second that Austin is a thief. Bro, look at the guy. Does this guy look like a thief to you? The people who actually murder him, they look more like a thief than Austin. Even though we can't see their faces, but you can look at their body. Look at their body structure. They look more like thieves than Austin. Now look at Austin. This is Austin. Austin, there is nothing thief or rogue or criminal about Austin. This was a gym goer. He was so obsessed with gym going more than anything. If you go on Facebook, you look at his Facebook profile, every picture he has on Facebook, he is either in a gym or in an office. Like, literally. This is an innocent man who was murdered this was a hate crime, complete hate crime, right? You see somebody who is doing better than you, looking good, way much better than you, and you have a little argument here and there, and you can't take it. And then guess what? You're calling other people to come and help you to jump this person and beat the person. I don't think that it was intentional for them to kill him. But again, when mob violence starts, when the crowd start doing something, you can start it. You don't know how to stop it. That is the thing. I don't think they intended to kill him. They intended to beat him up. But they didn't know that the beating him up was going to end up killing him. And now they killed him. But one thing I would say, again, I'm living in Accra. One thing I would say, I trust the Ghanaian authority to do the right thing. And just because I trust the Ghanaian authority to do the right thing doesn't mean that, we shouldn't be looking at, observing, monitoring the entire process of the case. We should be focusing on the case. We should ask, in case there is some type of silence for a long period of time, we should follow this case to the very, very end. Because again, just a couple of days ago, I was reporting about another Liberian being killed in India by South Sudanese national because of a woman, right? That is a far, far distance from home. But this is Ghana. Ghana and Liberia is not far from one another. There are a bunch of Ghanaians living in Liberia. There are a bunch of Liberians living in Ghana. And the act of, few hooligans, few barbaric human beings should not, give ground to, annihilate the entire nation or the entire group of people. It was a hooligan behavior, and anybody in their right mind would never ever support something like that. What are you going to do to stop this from happening? Because again, no matter what happened now, Austin is already dead. He has been killed for whatever reason. There is no explanation. There is no way you can explain yourself out of this. For the people who committed the crime, there is no way you can explain yourself out of this. They were just jealous of this guy. He looks good. He looks bulky, fit, right? He has a girlfriend. Look at the people that kill him, bro. Look at the people that kill him, and look at how dusty they look, bro. Compared to the guy, it was a hate crime. This was nothing but a hate crime. These are the people that did the killing. Look at them. Just look at them. Just look at them. This was nothing but a hate crime. They killed this guy because they don't like him. That's what it is. Look at the guy that they killed. And they accuse him of being a thief. What did he steal? right? So the point is, not just the point, because even if you put 5 people in jail for the rest of their life, it's not still going to bring Austin back. But what is going to prevent this from happening? What is going to prevent this from happening? Again, ever again, because again, there are thousands and thousands of Liberians that live in Ghana. This type of transgression has to stop. This type of hatred has to stop. We can be talking about, oh, we are the same people, but because of small little things, somebody get angry. All of a sudden, everybody will just, since you don't speak my language, you're not from my country, I will join my people, and we'll fight against you. Like, why are you fighting for? Oh, no, he's just a foreigner, so let's go fight against him. That is the most barbaric, like nonsensical thing anybody can do. Whether it is a Liberian or a Ghanaian or a Nigerian, it doesn't even matter where you're from. If you just go jump someone to go beat them up just because they're a foreigner, you're a fool. Literally, you're a fool. What if the other people, your brothers and sisters that are living in the other people's country, what if they get up and start doing the same thing to them? How are you going to feel then? Because we are all living in this world, in this Africa. It might be big, but it's very, very small. Nobody is staying in their own country permanently to say that, oh, I'm not leaving my country. Even if you are not leaving your country, there are some of your brothers and sisters that want to leave the country that you guys are from and go to other places to go experience, to go adventure, to see how it is like to live there. And some of them, when they go, they don't even return back because life is so good for them there. They feel like, okay, this is going to be my second home. So the same way you treat other people in your country is going to reflect on your brothers and sisters in other people's country as foreigners. We need to do better. The police are going to do their work. They are going to bring these, fools, these criminals to justice. But we Africans, we need to do better, bro. We need to do better. Once you are black, it doesn't even matter if you are black or white. Really, we human beings, we have to do better. It don't matter if the person is white or black. Stop hating people just because they are quote-unquote foreigners. If somebody is a criminal, fine. Even if someone is a criminal, the Ghanaian law still says that nobody should take justice into their own hand. It's a crime to take justice in your own hand. If you catch a criminal, it is your responsibility. You are obliged to call the police. Everybody deserves due process. Right? So it doesn't matter if the person is a criminal or not. Talk less of the person being a foreigner. To hate someone just because they are not from your country is the stupidest thing anybody can do. Hate the person if the person is not a good person. If the person is not a good person, if they are a bad person, if they commit crime, if they are doing some deed that is wrong, it is understandable to hate that person, to dislike that person. But to dislike someone, to hate someone just because they don't speak your language or they don't come from your country, this is the clear definition of uncivility. This is the clear definition of hooliganism and barbarism. Literally, that's what it is. That is not African. Hating someone because they don't speak your language or they are not from your country, that is not African. It's not an African behavior. It's the behavior of a stupid person. That's what it is. It's the behavior of a loser. Someone who has nothing going on for them, and they see another person who is doing better, they're doing good, and they're looking, and they hate the person just for that. Get your life together so that you don't have to hate. Listen, man, I know for sure there are a lot of people who are doing better. They are doing better. They are doing better than Austin, and they would have never participated in that mob violence against Austin because why? Why? They're doing way better than Austin. But these people that killed Austin, all of them, none of them was doing better than Austin in life, period. You look at the pictures and you look at Austin pictures, you can tell that Austin is living 10 times a better life than these people. And this is where the crime actually came from, according to my opinion. Austin was killed because of jealousy, literally. It was not because of anything. They were jealous of him. You think it was his first time going to that place? It was not his first time going there. So again, I'm going to repeat this for the last time. Africans need to do better. We need to do better. Our hatred towards one another is very, very stupid, man. It's senseless. We hate each other for no good reason. We hate each other for no good reason. I don't care what kind of story can you explain that would justify the killing of a 26-year-old who was not armed, and you are standing on top of a man with a cutlass in your hand. The guy is literally fighting to even sit up, and you are standing swerving your cutlass in his face. You like literally knowing that somebody is recording you. Unbelievable. This is unbelievable and devastating. Again, for all the Liberians, please be calm. Justice is going to be served. Be calm. And again, kudos to the Liberian embassy in Ghana. They have definitely, taken the matter, how they call it, to the Ghanaian authority, like, watching over the entire procedure, making sure that everything is being done the way it's supposed to be done. And like I said, with or without what the embassy of Liberia is doing, again, I trust the Ghanaian authority to do the right thing. They are going to do the right thing. This is my belief. But even after doing the right thing, are we the African? Are we going to understand that this is a barbaric act? Whether the person is a native or a foreigner, killing someone just because another person said that he or she is a thief is a barbaric behavior. That is not a behavior of civilized people. You don't go take stone and stone someone to death, or take wood or stick or iron or to beat someone to death just because another guy said that, oh, he's a thief. That is barbarism. Point blank, period.
Like, follow and subscribe.